Shut up.
What a start to the season, ladies and gentlemen.
We got to start that whole thing over.
We're not starting anything over.
We have to start that over.
We're going to have to start that.
Yeah, we got to start that over.
Hey, yo! Let's not. All right?
I can't believe I said that.
Lord God.
Just so,
It's week 1 of the high school football season, and we are back with our Pick'em show here on AccessWDUN.com. Bo Wilson alongside Jeff Hart, Caleb Hutchins, and our producer behind his own camera, Seth Chapman. Welcome to the show, guys, and welcome back for another, hopefully, fantastic season of high school football.
a lot of exciting things. We got some new coaches and just a lot of uncertainty with around the area. This is going to be a really fun year to see kind of if anyone breaks out of the pack, and if they do, who it is.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a lot of good storylines, and I'm also excited to get back on this show and beat you this time around. So,
yes,
you
I'm
had
the
to
champ.
Bring that up.
Where's the trophy? I thought we had a trophy for this.
You
Apparently,
think we can afford a trophy?
No.
well,
There
we
you
had
go.
a trophy at Chop Block. I don't know what happened to that one. We could have
Huge
given that
trophy.
one.
Yeah,
to
we
you.
could
I
have.
think there were some leftovers. You can have one of those.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be a sock or something, for the
You're going to
trophy.
need a whole room for that.
But no, it made the high school football season for us doing the show. It made it fun because each week we were kind of going up against each other, and I just dominated the whole thing. So you're welcome.
Oh, my God.
Seth, why don't we put it on screen how many games you won by? Because I think it was 2, if I remember.
Was it
right.
just 2?
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll have to check the books.
Bo, that's domination.
Domination in today's world, Well, last year we had a state champion.
We did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we did. Buford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buford, state champs last year. And, of course, anything that you could think back from last year surprise you?
I don't know. Gainesville's, their playoff streak ending. I kind of felt like they could get, and they were so close. I mean, they had so many games that they had the lead in the second half, fourth quarter, and just kind of struggled to finish games off. To kind of see that's a long playoff run, like 20-something years come to an end. That's probably the biggest surprise.
I mean that probably is up there. I feel like last year was one of the least surprise-filled seasons that we had. I mean, I don't want to use it as a cop-out, but I'm thinking back. I don't remember a whole lot because not that everything worked out exactly the way we thought it was going to. I think we thought that. I tell you what, I just remembered one surprise.
I bet we both remembered.
Yeah,
the
but
same
this
thing. Go ahead.
all three of us.
Which is Jefferson.
Jefferson losing.
That's what I was just
That's the
thinking.
biggest one, I think. That trumps what you said about Gainesville.
Injuries hammered them.
Injuries hammered them, and they ran into a good team in the first round in Hapeville that was better than your average 3 seed, and it combined for a first-round exit for a team that we did not think that was going to happen to in the preseason.
I think most of the people in the state thought they were.
They were
championship caliber.
They were.
Yes.
We used the composite rankings at Access WDUN of various different state, publications, and everybody had Jefferson number 1 in the state at least one point during the season. So yeah, safe to say nobody thought that was going to happen. And but yeah, that was probably the only major surprise. I think everybody else basically throughout the year was overall with maybe 1 or 2 games difference who we thought they were going to be.
Which I think is good for, how we covered things during the season. I think that we found out we were fairly accurate in kind of our assessment of some of the teams and what they would do. And, that's hard to do. That's hard to do.
Well, the offseason brought a bunch of changes around the area, new coaches in the house. Of course, none bigger than the hiring of Hoover head coach Josh Niblett at Gainesville. Kind of sent shockwaves across the Southeast. We'll put it that way because it really did.
Absolutely.
It was the biggest hire in the state of Georgia last year for Gainesville. Gainesville getting him to come in and take over the program. Of course, North Hall with a new coach. Coach Bishop out after 20-plus seasons at the school. I think 8 as head coach.
I think that's
Out at North Hall, but in with us on radio.
Would do what?
Oh, he's going to be with us on
I
radio.
said out at North Hall, but in with us on radio.
Out at North Hall, but in with us on radio, by the way. Coach Bishop going to be on one of our broadcast crews this year for high school football.
I can't wait to listen
Yeah,
to Coach
that's
Bishop.
going to be a good one.
That's going to be like must-listen radio.
And to your point, though, about coaching changes, I mean, Jefferson changing head coaches, Raven County changing head coaches, and the historically three biggest football programs in Hall County being Gainesville, Flowery Branch, North all changed head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And all guys who have been there for at least 4 years.
Right.
So there was a lot of shaking up going on. And then factor in the reclassification, and there's a ton different coming into this season.
Yeah, new regions, new classifications. Gainesville dropping to 6A. Flowery Branch bumping up to 5A along with Jefferson. Jackson County up to 6A.
North Hall bumped up to 4A.
Got the massive Region 8 4A now.
Yeah.
Although Seconder Johnson playing non-region schedules, it's a big region that has most of the Hall County schools in it, the majority of them. But, then you've got new 7-3A. You've got Class A is now split into two divisions. The multiplier affects everybody.
Yeah, there's no public and private now.
There's no public,
you got
private.
Division 1 and Division 2, and you got public, plain, private all over the GHSA, which was kind of the point of the reclassification, was to see if we could separate them.
That's right.
Yeah, they're more integrated than ever.
By the way, two area teams, as Jeff bumps his microphone, two area teams moving from the GHSA to the GIAA, which is what GSA used to be.
Right.
So... yeah, there's a lot to keep track of.
A lot to keep track of, which will make
and Lanier Christian jumping back up to 11-man football.
That's right.
Which I think that might be a program we're going to have to keep an eye on in the coming years. I could see them maybe starting to climb that ladder.
You know what, guys? You can read all about it in Kickoff 22, our football magazine. Go to the website, find a location, get it. Even come here, get you a copy of Kickoff 2022.
I was about to say, we don't have time to go over all of this.
We don't have time to go over it.
Oh,
we
no.
don't. Now, let's get to Week 1 because we've got a lot of good games on the Week 1 docket. What are we looking for in Week 1? What are you guys looking for in Week 1?
Well, I mean, honestly, the biggest game probably in the entire nation, Buford and Thompson. You got two, state title teams from, Thompson was the biggest classification in Alabama, Buford in Class 6A, and they're ranked number 1 in 7A before they've even played a game officially as a member of 7A. That's just going to be a titanic showdown over there. It's going to be in Milton, and I know, Seth, you're going to get some video.
Mm-hmm. We are going to have video.
Yeah, that's going to be there's really no bigger game anywhere, and I can't wait to see how Buford and Thompson how that goes. That's going to be a whale of game. And Caleb, you came up with an interesting tidbit. You talked to the guy from AL.com.
Yeah, Ben Thomas from AL.com. He covers really all of the state of Alabama and high school football. And he was telling me about Thompson, that Thompson is their head coach is an offensive-minded guy, but they're very young on the offensive side. They'll be very talented because they're one of those programs that's always talented, but they're very young and inexperienced on the offensive side of the ball. Well, what do we know about Buford coming into this year? Well, we know that they are very young and inexperienced on the defensive side of the ball, but they're probably very talented there coming in, as they always are. Well, Brian Appling is a very defensive-minded head coach, so it's almost like mirror images of each other facing off in this ball game. That is far and away the most interesting one. I'll give an honorable mention to the Gainesville-Marist matchup. All the things that we've said about Josh Niblett are true, and I think that what everybody wants to know, how far can he take Gainesville and how quickly can he get them there? That you can boil all the intrigue down, I think, to those two questions. Well, we're going to have a good look at question number 1 in this ball game, because I don't know exactly what Marist has coming into this year, but I really don't care, because Marist has kind of been the model of consistency in Georgia high school football in terms of everything changes except for Marist is good. But that's basically
you're right.
That's Georgia high school football. Everything changes except for Marist is good forever and ever, as long as Alan Chadwick has been there. I almost said Chadwick Boseman for some reason. Alan Chadwick has been there. But rest in peace, by the way. So they're the model of consistency. So if Gainesville goes down there and gives Marist a real 4-quarter fight or wins the game, you can say whatever you want about Marist. Well, they graduated this. It's still Marist. So if Gainesville looks good in this game, that's as concrete a sample as you could possibly get in a non-region game in Week 1.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. A massive test for Gainesville coming out of the gate. Now,
and it's kind of didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I think it's also for Gainesville an incredibly low-pressure game, right? Mm-hmm. Because nobody around the state is expecting them to go down to Atlanta and win. So it's one of those games for Gainesville where I think you've got so much to gain perception-wise and absolutely nothing to lose in this game either.
Yeah, this game could possibly be the game that kind of puts Gainesville back on the map. Now, I say that by saying there are some outlets out there over the summer that have them up there as a state title contender
We have one
in
that
Class
actually
6A.
picked them to win.
So
6A title.
that's how heavy the name Josh Niblett is, on the football radar in the state of Georgia. He comes in, puts his program in, and we all know, we've been over there. The players are believing. The players are bigger. The workout system that he's put in has got the players, growing as football players, and what he's doing over there is going to translate, I think, at some point. Now, this is a good test, as I said just a moment ago, going up against Marist, as you said, Alan Chadwick coach team, second winningest coach in the state of Georgia, by the way, and we've seen Marist. We've seen Marist in person. We've seen Marist play our other area teams, so we know they're going to be fundamentally sound, at least, in a Marist team. So,
well, this is the high school football pick'em show. So why don't we get some picks going here?
Let's get some picks going, and we'll start with your first game that you mentioned, Buford and Thompson.
I'm going to tell you, I think the real matchup to look at is the Buford offense against that Thompson defense, because the Buford offense probably isn't getting enough press. When you look at Justin Haynes at running back, he's got a chance to do, I think, over 8,000 yards, and only two other backs have done that. And we know how much Buford likes to run the ball. So I think the key to that game, honestly, Dylan Wicke. How is he going to hold up? He's the man now.
He's got some targets to throw to.
And he does. He's got some great receivers. We've seen him be really good at times, and we've seen him really struggle at times. So I think the key to this game is going to be the Buford offense. I mean, I see Justin Haynes perhaps has the ability to have a big game, but how good is that Thompson defense? That's kind of what we don't know. I tell you, I'm a defensive guy. I'm going to go with Buford in this. I know what kind of defense they can play, and if they've got a good offensive line, if they can break some holes for Justin Haynes, I think maybe they can actually wear down Thompson.
Buford is replacing. This was the stat that jumped out the most to me when I did the Buford preview this year for the magazine. Buford is replacing their top 6 linebackers. That is a insane number. That basically means they have almost no returning experience at the linebacker position. They got to replace several other key players too. I'm going to take Thompson in this game, and I pick Thompson as absolutely zero indictment against Buford because Thompson is a state-level power on the level of a Buford. So this is a titanic showdown in every sense of the word. I think Thompson wins it. I think Buford is just fine. I don't think it's any reason to be worried about Buford.
I think
it might be the only time I pick against Buford all year, by the way.
I think you take a look, as you said earlier, these two teams are young here and young there, and they match up and mirror each other, offense, defense, when they match those two up. So when you see what that happens there, and you see Justice Haynes, I think you mentioned that they are veteran up front on the offensive line. I think Buford's going to try to establish a heavy run game at the beginning, and I think it's going to break through for Buford. I'm going to go with the Wolves in this game over Thompson. I know it's a massive, epic game, but I think Buford is going to get this one. All right, up next, Gainesville at Southside Christian. Seth, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's another person here.
My bad,
bro.
Seth.
You mean the guy that
you
makes
again.
this thing happen?
You're looking right at him.
You literally looked at me and you were like, and now we'll move on.
Apparently, you're
Just pick.
I agree with you. I'm going to go with Buford on this one,
Okay.
simply because, as many times as I've witnessed Buford play, I've always witnessed them perform in high-pressure games and in games where they not only have a chance, but it would be emphatic for them to show out. For example, our biggest travel game last year was Buford-Lee, Caleb.
I remember.
When we went down there, and that was a game in which Buford or Lee had a big chance to show out, and Buford showed out. They showed out and showed up, and I just really think they're gonna pull it out.
either Caleb's going to get an early jump on us, or we're going to
Possibly.
He's going to end up in
By
last
the way,
place.
before we move to the next pick, how about that Buford schedule?
Oh, my gosh.
That's a great schedule.
Finally.
Finally? Well, they can't help their region.
I know.
But,
their non-region has always been tough.
Well, their non-region's good, and their region is good. Yeah, there really isn't. There isn't a game on that Buford schedule where you can go, yeah, I don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, let's move to Commerce at Southside Christian. This one played up in South Carolina for Commerce. I know, Jeff, you were talking earlier this week about Southside Christian and what they've got, and you seem to think that Southside Christian holds the edge in this game.
Well, I mean, there's a two-time defending Class A state champs over there. They're loaded every year, and you look back and you go back about 5 or 6 years. I mean, they're probably one of the winningest teams over in South Carolina. That's going to be a monster road trip. And Commerce, they're still kind of feeling out. I think they're going to have a much better year this year with Mark Hollers. He was feeling them out. They were trying to get used to a new coach. They hadn't had one like in 8 years. And I think this is a year that they'll look a little bit better than I think he thought they looked last year. But I'm going to have to go with Southside on this. If Commerce wins this game, you need to start putting some light bulbs on them for what could possibly happen the rest of the year, because this would be a huge road win.
Yeah, if Commerce wins this game, this will be the last. And by the way, I think you're taking Southside Christian.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm taking Southside Christian too. If Commerce wins this game, that'll be the last time this year I pick against Commerce. So
I see a theme with it.
That's twice. That's twice he said that. Folks.
Not because
we're going to keep a record.
Not
you
because
play Raven at the end.
I don't care if they're good enough to be. I'm saying if they're good enough to beat Southside Christian, they are good enough to be favored over everybody on the rest of their schedule.
Okay, so this time it comes with contingency.
With the contingency, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
You won't pick against them if they win the game.
That's what I said. Were you not listening when I was talking earlier?
No. Yeah. No. That's what I mean. I'm comparing it to the last time you said that.
As
in, it didn't come with a contingency.
This year is going to be much better on the Pick'em Show. We've already got contention, and this is just the first week.
Seth, before I forget you again, what's your pick?
Sometimes I like it when Bo forgets. Sometimes I don't. But I'm gonna go with the rest of you. I'm gonna make it a 4-way agreement.
Well, we don't know what Bo's picking.
I am interested to see Baby Goat in this game, and of course Jaden Daniels. That's his Twitter handle, by the way, for Commerce. He's going to have another breakout year as a sophomore. I mean, he had one as a freshman. His growth
only going to get better.
His growth is only going to get better. That's what I'm interested to see against a Southside Christian team. But I got to go with Southside Christian on this one in this matchup. Now
I'm that good. I predicted you.
You did.
I'm that good.
Now let's move on to the game that we talked about earlier, Gainesville at Marist. This game, of course, as we said, a big game. And it's tough for me to go. I'll start this one. It's tough for me to go against such a solid program like Marist. Gainesville has the ability to get there, but I think Marist is going to win this one.
I will. I'll roll second on this one, and I am also going to take Marist. Can Gainesville win this game if they play to their potential? Yes, I think they absolutely can. I think they've got some cleaning up to do, and if they play their potential, they can win. But they had a lot of penalties, 2 first-half turnovers against Winder Barrow. They were up 20-3 at halftime. And Josh Niblett, when we talked to him at halftime, he was talking about the penalties. There were a lot of them. If they have that same issue with penalties and turnovers in the first half this week, they will not be up 20-3 at half. They might be down 20-3 at halftime. Marist is a good step above Winder Barrow. So I'm taking Marist. It's kind of a safety pick, but again, I am fascinated with what happens in this ball game.
I'm going to have to take Marist also. I have faith that Gainesville is, and they might do exactly what we think that they're going to be doing the rest of this year in this game. We really just don't know. They've had the one scrimmage with Josh Niblett.
Yep.
Running a game. So, and how much can you improve from that first game? And we'll call the scrimmage a first game to the second game. That's the unknown. But since they're going to Marist, which is virtually one of the tougher places to win in the entire state, I think it's just a lot to bite off in the opening game of the season. But I agree with what y'all said earlier about I think Gainesville has everything to lose. The team that everybody's looking at, nobody's going to be watching Marist. Everybody's going to be watching.
No, that's 100% right.
To see what have they got on offense? How good of an influence will T-Lander be on defense?
Yeah.
When you add to what they always have an athletic and speedy defense. Now you add a guy like T-Lander into the mix, who's he's a hard-nosed linebacker. I think those are the things I'm going to be watching. I don't really care what Marist has. I know what they have. They're going to be good. It's going to be virtually impossible to beat them at home. But if Gainesville is close, if they make a game out of this, if they just look good, I think that's what we're looking for the rest of the year, and what we think we can get with Gainesville the rest of the year. There's a lot of hype on Gainesville. They have nothing to lose, but they put a lot of their own hype on this, well-founded in some of it. So that's the thing. What are we going to get with Gainesville? I think everybody's going to be watching.
This series, by the way, dates back to 1921.
What does?
This series.
This series?
They've only played 15 times, but the first game was in the 20s.
Wow.
Seth, what you got?
I'm going to go against the crowd here. I'm going to say Gainesville pulls it out.
Whoa.
Okay. Oh, there we go. So Seth
And I think
Gainesville.
even if they don't, this will be a game that makes most everybody look up and go, okay, here it is.
So I challenge you. What if they don't look so good, Seth? Then what?
Same result.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, listen. If they go down there and they don't look good, I don't think anybody's going to bat an eye at that. Everybody's going to say, first game under a new head coach, man, it happens. Marist really good. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I say a lot to gain and basically nothing to lose
I
on
totally
this.
agree with that. I just think it's a lot. That's a lot to bite off. First
It is.
game and a whole new regime, and and all the things that they're trying to do there.
So we get arch rival matchup in game number 1 this season for North Hall as they travel to White County. And this game, again, 2 new coaches, Sean Pender for North Hall and Chad Bennett for White County. This one interesting because North Hall has changed a bit. Seth?
Yeah, let's go to Seth first. The North Hall grad, where his wife is a White County grad. I want to hear what you got to say on this.
House divided.
House divided. Well, first, I didn't want to go first on this one because of this. I'm gonna get yelled at no matter what happens. Man. Without one of my favorite people in the world, Coach Bishop there, it's a little easier.
Oh, look at that.
Because maybe I'll catch less guff from
Confession hour
him.
here.
Maybe I'll catch less crap from
Coach
him.
Bishop, and that's why you did not like to pick against them.
I'm not afraid of him,
But
but
a healthy respect. A
but
healthy respect.
he can make fun of me proficiently. So
He is pretty good at that.
he is very good
He
at
is
that.
really good at that.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Coach
He's not far
Bishop.
away. He's over at East Hall. He's just like 5 minutes from your house now.
Yeah, that's what worries me.
So who you going with?
He still hasn't picked, by the way.
Man,
I think he's kind of already told us, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's really leaning
what do you
towards
think
White
I
County.
already said?
We think you're
I
going
tried
with
to
White
ride the
County.
I
line
think you're
here.
going with White
I'm
County.
trying to make you guys move on without making me pick.
No,
is
you're
what
going
I'm
to
doing.
pick first.
So you're trying to have no bias here at all, right?
I'm trying. Where's a coin?
Oh Lord.
I just want to flip a coin. Do we have change?
And we have
here?
no coin.
Nobody has any pocket
Look,
change.
I'll flip the pin here, and if that end lands on you, then that's North Hall. If this lands toward you,
Yeah.
that's okay. Ready?
Gotcha. I can't see it.
Point. North Hall.
Okay, then North Hall it is.
Oh. The pen is mightier than the sword?
Seth.
I
The pin is
suppose-
mightier than the
I
Seth.
suppose.
Yeah, there you go.
This game to me, guys, is going to be interesting from the standpoint of North Hall in their offense. Now, Jeff, I know you saw the scrimmage against North Hall.
I saw the scrimmage against North Hall. They looked better than I anticipated, but they were also going against what I thought was a game-ready defense in Flary Branch. Flary Branch, they picked off a couple of passes. Really, it should have been 3. On the opening drive that North Hall scored, an interception literally went through their hands. North Hall guy ends up with the ball, runs it down to the 10, and then they score a couple plays later. But
So you saw good and bad.
I saw some good and bad.
Okay.
Look, they're changing from a wing tee to a spread. Nobody that came to that game had any idea really what they were going to see out of North Hall. So it was, first of all, it's kind of weird to see them passing a lot. But 2, they really looked better than I thought. But in this game, I've also been out and saw White County. They got 80 guys. They have a lot of depth. They were smallish on the defensive side against a big East Forsyth line, but they were leading at the half. They made adjustments after the first drive. They definitely know how to.
But does any
pass
of
it.
that matter in this game?
I don't know because it's North Hall, White County.
Yep.
What I'm going to do is I think there's a lot of expectations.
It leans toward the visitor if you look at the series.
It does, but I'm going to go with the home
years.
team.
Okay.
I think right now White County is ahead of North Hall. If I had to re-pick who I think is going to win 7-3A, I picked Dawson. I think I would go with White County now. So I'm going to go with the Warriors. They're at home. There's some high expectations there. They have a lot of depth. And North Hall, they're in a whole new system with a new coach. I just see growing pains early in the season.
Yeah, to me, when you've got two teams that are changing coaches, what gives White County the edge in this to me is the fact that Sean Pender's coming in from Brunswick. Mm-hmm. It's a new look. He's changing everything about the offense, and the team has been adapting to it. Talking to him in the preseason, it was taking him a while to get the shotgun snapped down.
That was brutal. One day we went out to practice.
And they're going to get it fixed. They're going to get it cleaned up. Of course they are. But White County going to Chad Bennett. Chad Bennett's been at White County for a long time. Now, he's spent 1 year away at Gainesville last year. But
he knows their roster.
Tim Coakley didn't change the offense up when Chad Bennett went to Gainesville. It was basically the same thing. So he's coming back into a situation where everybody at White County is perfectly familiar and comfortable with everything Chad Bennett's doing system-wise there and all of that. They're used to him as a coach. To me, familiarity is the word I would use to describe why I'm picking White County in this game, because White County is far more familiar and comfortable with the change that they made than North Hall, who I think is still adapting a little bit. I think North Hall will be a lot better by the time they start region play than they are in week number 1. But I'm taking White County because they are more, I think, game ready based on the fact that they are doing stuff that they are comfortable with already.
I would agree with that.
You guys set it up perfectly. I have nothing else to add to that except for the fact that North Hall broke the home losing streak last year in the series, kind of went against the norm. So I think White County is going to do the same this year. I'm going to pick White County over North Hall in that week 1 arch rival battle. Now, Flowery Branch, you spoke of Branch just a moment ago, and you were talking about game-ready defense. They have to travel down to Decatur. Don't know much about Decatur in this one.
Had a really good season last year. Program that had struggled for a while, had a really good year last year, spent most of the year ranked in the top 10 in 5A. Not 100% sure they're going to be quite at the same level this year. I'll go first on this one. I think this is really the closest thing we have on the docket to a coin flip game. Mm-hmm. I'll take Flowery Branch. They went on the road down to St. Pius last year and won. St. Pius is a much tougher animal than Decatur is. Decatur's good, but I think Flowery Branch will be able to match them defensively, and I think they'll be able to do enough offensively. This feels to me like a 24-21 type-ish ball game.
Gosh, I would agree. Coin flip game here. Branch traveling to
corn flip game.
Corn flip. Yes,
corn flip.
It's a cornflake game.
It's a cornflake game.
That's the one with the rooster on the box, right?
Yeah.
Can you flip the corn for me?
Who you got, Bo?
Week 1, we've already gone off the rails. This is going to be a fun season.
I'm going to pick Decatur in this one.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Any particular reason?
No.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to check. I did some. This is a matchup that we just don't get. I think this is the first time they've ever played. But I did look at something. Decatur, they're 12-3 at home in the last 3 seasons. They've won 3 straight home openers. But Branch has won its last 4 season openers that were on the road. I like I'm a defense guy. I like the defense. I think Flowery Branch is.
You've said it twice.
Yeah, I know. I'll say it again too. I like their defense, and I think that's going to keep them in the game. Their offense it's going to need some work, but I think they can win this game. I think they go down on the road and do it again this year. I'm going to take the Falcons.
I'm also going to take the Falcons. I think, new coach in tow, they're going to go down there and they're going to pass the tester.
I see what he did there. I see. Wow,
well, I have to start practicing my dad jokes more often.
There it is.
I have to go practice my dad jokes more often.
That was good.
That was good. All right, guys. Speaking of another rival game, Habersham Central at Stevens County. This one interesting. Stevens supposed to be pretty good this season. Habersham Central much improved.
Much improved from what I talked with Benji Harrison. They were an incredibly young team last year with new faces all over the place. They've got their quarterback situation settled now in Carson Parker. They've got one of the best receivers in the area in Zeke Whittington, who had a breakout freshman year.
They have a good running back, too.
They have a good running back, too, in Blandon Grizzle. So they're feeling good. They've got experience. They've got confidence. Here's the thing, though. Stevens County is supposed to be good. And also, even in some of Habersham Central's best years, and this is not just under Benji Harrison, this is for a long time, they have struggled with beating Stevens County. Stevens County has just kind of had the voodoo on them for whatever reason, even in years where Habersham Central probably was favored going into the game. I'm taking Stevens County for that reason and for the fact that Stevens County is good and will be at home in Toccoa. So I'll take the Indians.
Did I just read that right? Habersham Central has not won at the reservation since 1993.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna. That's correct. I'm gonna just take what Caleb said.
About
and I'm
3
gonna
decades, right?
And I'm gonna expand it. They've owned the Raiders. Let's just be honest.
I was trying to be kind.
I know. They've won 18 of the last 20 going back to 1994.
We cannot count on Jeff to be kind.
Well, it's not that. I mean, look. The numbers don't lie, unfortunately, and that's the thing. Like you said, they've had some really good teams. Habersham has. I mean, they had a team went to quarterfinals. I think they lost to an average. There's some kind of magic that goes on over there in the reservation in Toccoa when these teams play, and it's never very good for Habersham. So they haven't won since 1993 in Toccoa. So based on that, look, this is going to be a good Habersham team. I think this is a playoff type team.
I do too.
There's just something about when they play. This is like these are arch rivals. I mean, if there was an actual border war in Georgia that might have like militia, this would be the one. They don't like each other.
So you're saying you're going to pick Stevens County?
I'm taking Stevens.
I saw you leaning
just
toward that
because
one.
I think it's just there's some kind of mojo in work in this series against Habersham. They're going to be really good, but Stevens is going to be really good. They're going to be at home.
This might be the best Habersham Stevens matchup that we've had in a while in terms of the quality of both teams entering the game.
And Ham can win this game. Look, Ham has enough talent.
They can.
They've got depth. They can win this game. They could win this game going away. But there's something about when they go to Stevens, it's virtually impossible.
All right, what the heck? I'm going to go with Habersham Central this one to pull the upset in Stevens or at the reservation in Toccoa. So not going to elaborate anymore. Raiders it is. Seth, what you got?
I will not elaborate either. I'm going to go Stevens.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
Raven County at Haralson County. This one an interesting game. Of course, new coach Michael Davis in charge of the Wildcats now. They travel on the road to Haralson County. Keegan Stover, the new quarterback up there. He has Jaden Gibson to throw to, Lang Wyndham out of the backfield. I'm sure there's more.
Oh, there's
plenty of pieces to that offense. I don't think Raven County misses a beat. I think they go on the road and win this one.
Agreed.
I will also agree. I'm taking Raven as well.
I think we're all gonna take Raven. Look, somebody told me it might have been Michael Davis that this offense this year might be better than the one they've had last year.
Wow!
If that's true, egads.
That's going to be
That's
interesting.
the first egads we've had on a Pick'em show.
Egads.
All right, our AM 550 game of the week: East Hall at West Hall. We'll have the call of that game on Friday. I'm going to go with.
Do we need the pin? We need to flip a pin.
I'm going to go with West Hall.
West Hall, okay. I think I'm going to go with East Hall.
Man, this West Hall won by 20 last year in Valhalla. I'm gonna take West Hall at home this year.
I'll take West Hall as well.
East Jackson traveling down to Oglethorpe County.
I think East Jackson wins. I think they are better this year. Oglethorpe's apparently improved a little bit, maybe, but so is East Jackson, and I'm going to take the Eagles on the road.
I'll take the Eagles as well.
I'll do the same.
Make it 4.
Fannin County at Union County. I'll start here. I'm going to pick the Rebels.
Yeah, by the way, Coach Cheatham up in Fannin County has been very quietly, if you live in this neck of the woods, been turning Fannin County into a very, very consistently strong program up there. I think it's been back-to-back years they've been to the state quarterfinals.
And region champ.
And region champions. This is a big rivalry between Fannin and Union that goes back a long time. I'm taking Fannin County.
I think I'm gonna take Fannin, but I think Union is going to show a little bit more than I think people think they have. They've got a new quarterback, but they've got Michael Perry up there, and he knows offense. He knows how to develop quarterbacks. They've got some pieces that if they find them, they can put something together by the end
Could
of the
see
year.
a heavy dose of the rush game from the Panthers
It
this
could
year.
be, but I see them improving.
What
a
you
lot.
got, Seth?
Fannin County, party of 4. I messed that
Hebron
lineup.
Christian
That was
Academy.
good. That would have been really good if I hadn't have messed that up like that.
That was good.
Yeah,
that
it was
good.
good.
That was way better than your tester joke earlier.
Yeah. Hebron
Yeah.
Christian Academy at Chestatee. What you got, Seth?
I take Hebron.
Okay,
I'm taking Hebron also.
I'm taking Hebron also.
I'm going to make it 4.
A lot to replace for Chestatee this year, off of what was a team that was much better than their record indicated last year, by the way.
Although their quarterback, Josh Commode,
It's going to be interesting
every
to watch
coach
him
that
grow.
I talked to when we did this quarterback story said that's going to be a kid that could really be special. So, boy, if they find some pieces around him,
Sean Conley knows how to coach him. That's
he
for
does,
sure.
no doubt.
absolutely does.
All right, Jackson County at Dawson County. I'll start this one.
Oh,
Here we go.
Dawson grad, go ahead.
I'll go with Dawson in this one.
What a shot. But I'm going to have to agree with you.
So the Flowery Branch grad takes Flowery Branch, the Dawson County grad takes Dawson, and the North Hall grad takes North
I
Hall.
was forced by chance, let's just say.
You
I
weren't
was forced by
forced by
50-50 chance.
You
will
just
tell
wanted
you,
comfort in knowing that the pen fell right
You wanted
for
a
you.
cop-out. That's what you
Yeah.
wanted.
And I got it, dang it. I wanted the cop out, and I got it.
If we were
did.
picking my alma mater in Alabama, I can assure you I would not take them.
Set up our new segment here to the show, Caleb, because it
New
was
segment?
your idea.
That's
you
literally
have
going
to
to be
Is
the
that
intro.
the jingle?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that the jingle?
that's the new jingle. It's
What?
just
I
I'm
missed
just going
it.
to
What
take
was it?
that clip from me doing that and play it in front of everyone. New segment. That's
That's great.
Yeah, you
That's
should-
So
inspiring.
it'll
Wow.
be different like
Can you
shirts
put like
and
a little
stuff.
troll hat on your head?
Yeah,
when
I
you
could
do
probably
it?
do something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
You-
New segment.
All day to
All right.
write that.
Yep.
Yep.
It took
Okay.
me
I figured
all 3 seconds of thought pattern I had
Okay,
in my
set
brain.
it up, Caleb. Let's go.
So this is our lock of the week. So for those of you who don't know, the Georgia High School Football Daily puts out lines on some of these games as too. They pick
of them?
they,
All of them?
They do all of them, all the GHSA ones anyway. And so they have favorites in the game, and they have point spreads for all these games to pick from. So
yeah?
Comes out of, what is that, the Maxwell ratings or something?
out of the Maxwell ratings,
Right,
that is
okay.
correct. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go around and we're going to do this kind of draft style. Bo, you can go first since you are the winner from last year. And we will go around the room, and you can pick your lock of the week. You cannot pick the same that somebody else has already picked, and it's draft style. So we'll do it that way. But basically, you can pick a team either to win by the amount they're favored by or to cover the spread if they're the underdog.
Okay, so obviously these games are from the ones that we just picked.
Right.
So my lock of the week is going to be Jefferson over Alpharetta by 9 or more.
Yeah, I thought that was a low line, considering Alpharetta is traditionally not very good and Jefferson has been good. Only 9 points.
What you got, Jeff?
I'm going to go, since I picked Johnson to beat Banks, I'm going to go straight up. But Johnson's going to get 17 points as well. I don't see either team really beating the other by more than 17.
I don't disagree.
I'm going to take Johnson, add the points, they will cover.
You know what? Dawson County is a 14-point favorite at home against Jackson County. That line looks a little big to me.
Okay.
I am taking Jackson County. I think Dawson County can win the game. I know I picked Jackson to win, but I definitely don't think Jackson is losing by 14 or more. So I'll take Jackson County plus 14 on the road at Dawson County.
I'm going to go Lumpkin by 10.
Lumpkin a 10-point favorite against Riverside, and
they're
you're
gonna
taking
cover.
the minus 10.
Cover.
Okay.
This show, guys. Great first show. Man,
Yeah.
it's like we
Good
didn't
to be
miss a
ba-
beat, man.
Good to be back.
It's like we've done this before.
It's
Yeah, a
like
couple
we've done
times.
this before. All right, guys.
Same time next week.
Same time next week, same place. Don't forget, 3 games, 3 stations tonight, actually, as we are looking at high school football week 1 starting. We've got East Hall at West Hall AM 550. We've got Gainesville at Marist on 94.5 FM The Lake and AM 1240. And North Hall at White County on FM 102.9. Don't forget, Caleb's got your tailgate show to get you prepped coming up about 6 o'clock.
That's
and
right. People can win some free barbecue.
Yeah,
they can
man.
they can win some
So
they can
tasty.
win
Can
some
I quit? Can I quit to go win
No.
the barbecue?
No.
They can win some free barbecue. They can win some free gas from the folks at Clipper Petroleum. So we got
somebody out of business.
we got some giveaways.
Got some giveaways, so make sure you listen to the show just after 6
Those are the best
tonight.
giveaways y'all have ever had.
Oh yeah, they're great. We got good
my
stuff this
God.
year.
Yeah. After the scoreboards, or after all the games are finished, we will hit the scoreboard show, the Hardy Chevy scoreboard show, which Caleb also is a host of. So make sure you stay tuned. And also go to the Friday Game Night page to get up-to-date information, stories, highlights, everything. And if you want to get a quick preview before action starts tonight, you can also go and check out the season previews of all 26 teams. For our broadcast crew here with Jeff, Caleb, Seth, and Bo, enjoy week 1 of high school football.